So I just update the lace netting gel formula, and now you don't even have to wait for it to work. It's worked immediately. I'm TinoVo, and today I'm showing you how to use this product. Okay, now this is lace netting gel and slick bait, which is very important for lace gel to work. And we are carrying black netting gel with slick bait, white netting gel with slick bait, and a bundle of black and white with slick base. And before we do anything about it, before we talk about it, I know you're a guy dying to see how it's worked. So let's show you how it works, and then we'll talk about it after. I'm gonna use lace netting gel slick bait to apply on the surface. After that, we are going to cure it for 60 seconds. Cure this, and then we are going to apply it on black. Cure this. And if you have lace gel from me before, know that I named this lace netting gel. And the reason why is because this formula are updated or improved, because before my lace gel have slower formula. If people want it to go fast, they have to mix with slick bay for it to be fast. But sometimes people doesn't know that, and they have difficulty with it. So I improved this formula now. You no longer need to mix or anything like that. This works super fast, you guys. So let's show you. I am going to open the black and open the white. And then the brush that I'm using to pick it up is oval brush, but you can use any brush as long as it's flat like this and it's bigger like that. So I'm gonna take out black first. And I am gonna take some white lace gel and apply. I want you to watch. Let me zoom in. Just a small amount, you don't need much. And you just go on it like this. You can stroke it however you want. My old lace gel that a Pacific stroking pattern, but for this one, it doesn't matter how you do it. See, it's worked immediately. Isn't that amazing? And you can use it for lace, you can use it for bubble, for ocean foam, for netting, for tulle effect. It's very abstract. And the more you wait, the more it spreads. So if like right here, if it spread too much, then you can just apply some more gel on there to compensate it for it. And if it get to a point where it's ideal, then you can go ahead and cure for 60 seconds. And I'm gonna apply black lace gels on here. Now I want to point out something. So when you apply, some spot gonna spread first, and then some spot gonna take a little longer to spread. So by the time that you are waiting for these one to finish spreading, then what happened is these will spread too much. So what you can do is when you first applied it, okay, and I want to show you that the spot that take longer for it to spread, all you need to do is wiping on it to make it a little thinner, then it will start spreading right away. But when you first apply on, it's all solid, okay? Then some of the spot it will start to spread. If you apply like this, if you go like this, like disturbing it, okay? And if you stroke it down, then it will maintain solid until you carve it, which we will talk about it later. Right now, we're just talking about it's automatically lacing out, but later we will talking about carving it. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and maneuver this. Okay, and any spot that are blooming too fast, you can put more gel on it, so it can be idle waiting for this spot to work itself out. See, you can cover up some right here, cover up some right here, and disturb this spot so it can start spreading. If it don't spread automatically, then you can just wiggle your brush to disturb it. Okay, then let's cure this. Now, I am going to put this back and we are going to talk about chrome and pigment. So, lace gels can adhere on chrome and it's also can adhere on pigment also. And remember, it's the lace netting gels. So I'm gonna take out my chrome. This is my solid gold chrome. And I'm gonna take a shadow applicators and take out my black lace gels that are already here. I am going to rub on chrome and let me zoom in so you can see. Now, you notice that the background, the chrome avoiding the background because of slick base, but it doesn't work for just any chrome. But for Voltino chrome, I can guarantee that it will work. So I'm gonna apply this on and then I'm gonna dust it. And just in case, if you have any chrome that are seemingly sticking on the background, you can take a clean shadow applicator like this and you can just dust over it and it will remove all the excess dust on the background. Nice and clean. See this? All clean. Isn't that awesome? Now, for anything that sticks to chrome, it's not going to stick to pigment and vice versa. But these formulas stick to both. So I am going to take out my pigment and take the chrome back. The reason why I choose black to apply chrome because on white, you want to apply pigment on white. You don't want to apply pigment on black because it will stick on black but you couldn't see it well. So it's better when it's on white. I'm gonna take out a paper towel and I am going to pick up pink. And you want to knock up excess dust. I'm using an antique short shaker with square bottom so it's more sturdy. But you can knock up excess dust like right on your table edge if you like. Knock it off. Let's zoom in so you can see. And of course, slick base doesn't stick to pigment of any kind. It avoids pigment of all kind. Not just Voltino pigment, but any pigment in the market. They're amazing though. Stick to chrome and stick to pigment too. So let's clean this up by rubbing it on the paper towels. And we're gonna pick up blue, knock up excess dust, and rub on the pink. It will turn into purple wherever the blue blend in with the pink. And clean it up. Clean it really well because the next color will be yellow, so you don't want to contaminate it. Apply on here, knock up excess dust, and rub it in. Wherever yellow meet the pink, it will be orange. And wherever yellow meet the blue, it will be green, and voila. Beautiful. Now, I'm gonna take these away, all the pigments, and let's talk about top coat. So, you don't wanna use a top coat of any kind to apply on top of this. And the reason why is slick base is very slippery. So, if you apply top coat on it, what might happen is it might shrink at the cuticle. So you want to use slick base again because slick base don't shrink upon itself. And of course, it is also a very good top coat, but you don't want to use it for top coat. You just want to use it for lace gels and to top coat lace gel. Cure this and apply on chrome also. So far, so good. An absolute magic trick, you guys. It doesn't matter what you do. Your client will be absolutely entertained by it. Cure both of these. Okay, now it's time for us to talk about this because we're not here to show up our product. We are here to learn, so let's learn. I'm going to put it in the corner here. And I am going to take out this beautiful sketch I make for you guys. Don't judge. So, what you've seen is black and white, okay? And the white is the background. It's already dry, it's already clear. Black is the lace gel, okay, for example. So, when you first put it on, again, if you stroke it straight down, it's going to maintain solid, okay? it's still going to shrink, but it's gonna wait for you to carve it. We'll talk about it later. But if you stroke in like this, if you wiggle it, what happens is your brush will kind of carve onto the gels, and it will make certain spot really thin. And whenever that happens, you see this little hole right here. Okay, and this little hole, it will keep getting bigger and bigger and bigger into this. So people think that lace gel is spreading, but it's not. They think it that way because they're looking at the white. But the white is a background, it's already clear. What they need to look at is a black, and the black will shrink. So this gel actually will shrink, and that's why it's all these open spots getting bigger and bigger, because this gel is shrinking. So I just want you to know that when you apply, if it's not dark like this, if you apply really thin and it's very translucent, just know that when it shrinks, it will become solid. Because gel, when it condenses together, it will get thicker and thicker and thicker. So it becomes completely solid. And of course, you already know that it can drop on chrome and it can drop on pigment too. It's perfect. And the reason why I explain this for you, not for you to remember, you don't have to remember this, but it's just that sometimes when I say shrinking, it's confused people. They will be like, shrinking? Well, what does that mean? Isn't that spreading? Isn't the gel spreading? So that's why I explain it like this for you to understand how it works. But you don't have to know how it works. It doesn't affect your work at all. But some people might be curious about it though. Let me put it over here. Now, we are going to talk about carving. And what I mean is that you can make this letter right here, and then it will spread out into this graffiti pattern right here, and it's really, really cool. So I'm going to show you how to do it. I have a white nail, and I already put slick base on it, and I already cured it for 60 seconds. So it's completely dry. In order for you to carve this pattern, so you first apply black lace gel all over it, and you're gonna carve it with a tool, and then those letters that you carve, it's gonna start spreading. But you cannot apply like this. You cannot wiggle it like this, because if you do, it will start to be lacing and netting immediately. So in order for you to carve the letter, you need the gel to stay still. So you have to apply thicker, and the way to apply thicker is you taking it and you just start from the cuticle. Okay. When I say thicker, I'm not meaning the amount, but I'm meaning the way you stroke it. You just lightly stroke it down like this, and it will become stable for you. It's not gonna be unstable. See that? It's all solid, and it's wait for you to carve. And the moment that you carve, it will start spreading right away. Now, an issue here is, you see around here, it starts shrinking, okay? So this can be a problem if you don't know how to deal with it. And of course, it can be fun. Some people doesn't really care about the frame around the design, but I do. So this is my way of dealing with it, to stop it from shrinking right at the edge. Because the reason why this is how it's work. It's shrinking wherever there is an edge. The edge will shrink. So even if you apply all solid inside, the edge is all around it and it will shrink because slick base is underneath it. So I'm gonna wipe this off, and I am going to get a different gels. You can use art gel or one stroke liner, whichever you like, as long as it's not lace gel. And I am using the emboss brush for this. I'll pick up some liners. Okay, use an emboss brush to load it, and then take out this white foundation with slick base on it. Again, I already wiped it off. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna draw around the frame. Now, it's not lace gel, so it's not gonna shrink. at all. It's just gonna stay here like this. Your frame don't have to be pretty. You just go around the nail with a lines. Don't want it to be too thin neither, just a normal lines. That's why I use emboss brush, because the stroke is slightly wider, more broad. Alright, and after you frame it, you're gonna cure this. Alright, let's put this back and take out our lace gel again. We're gonna put slick bay right here, just for you to know how important this is. Alright, and a oval brush. And when it comes to carving, I know that you will just grab anything on your table. You grab like a bunch of random tool. So I'm gonna have two different tools right here. I'm gonna show you the difference. Let's take this out and apply. Now, it's not going to spread anymore at the edge, because the edge right here is not going to be on slick bay. It's going to be on one stroke liner. So it doesn't work with one stroke liner. That's why it's not gonna shrink. So now you just apply on the surface like this. Okay, remember when I say thick, I'm not meaning you grab a bunch of gel and just cake it on there. When you stroke like how you stroke normally like this, that will be perfect. Just as long as you don't do this. If you wiggle it, it's gonna be really thin, because the bristle is carving it like that, and then it's gonna start lacing immediately. So if you don't want it to start working, you want it to wait for you, then you just stroke it from the cuticle down like this. That's it. And you check to see if there are any spots that start shrinking. Now it's all solid. And see, isn't that amazing? So that is how you deal with that issue. Now, you already have a solid black on here. Let's start carving, but I'm gonna use the wrong tool first. I'm gonna use a dotting tool. That's probably what you're gonna grab to start carving. And I can carve, okay? But you can see here, it's not completely carved. So it's not completely carved. And the reason why I'll tell you later, I'm just want to tell you that the most preferable tool will be the silicone tool. So I have this silicone tool right here. Oh, hold on. I have one spot right there. So you want to cover it up. Okay. Now you're going to take out your silicone tool. I'm going to go ahead and cut first for you to see how it's work, and then I'll explain later. You need a paper towel. Take it out. Now let's zoom in, and I am going to carve a love lettuce. Okay, L's going down and wipe up excess gels on the paper towel, and then go up here. Okay, and then I'm gonna draw a heart as an O. Okay. Heart right here too. And then the letter V, don't worry about making it like perfect, because it's gonna spread. And then letter E. Okay. Now all you do is wait. And while you're waiting, I would suggest for you to take like a shading brush. This is my shading brush. And some acetone. If you don't want to use acetone, then you don't have to. You can just cleanse it and make it sort of dry-ish. And then you can go in here and you can remove these residue. See this residue right here? The little dot. You can remove them to make sure that your design is nice and clean. Take your time. While it's spreading, you can just take care of the cleanliness. Kill two birds with one stone, right? So far, so good. Now, this is something that my old lace gel, it cannot do until you mix it. Like that. And even if you mix it, if you apply too thick, that might not work neither. But these gel are so easy, as you can see here. It literally work for you. Okay. You don't have to be as thorough at me, but I'm very thorough. Make sure everything clean. I'm very micromanage it. Just like that. Okay. Now, just in case there is certain spot that it's spread out too much and it disconnect, you can always connect it. And then wait for a little bit for it to like work its magic. You do want it to shrink. Okay. You don't just draw and then kill it immediately, because when we draw, it's very unnatural. But when it starts shrinking, it's beautiful. It looks like graffiti. All right, and cure this. And of course, this is something that you can also do with your lace that automatically work for you. I call this an automatic because it just work for you. You don't customize it. What I did is I customized it. So it's very flexible. And of course, you can always frame it first to make it neat. And I just want you to know that you don't have to even top coat it. You can just leave it like this. Okay, like gel. If you apply thin enough, you can leave it like this. But if it's too thick, like if you press your finger on it and leave it a little squishy, then that means you have to top coat it. Okay, so lace gel is no wipe to a certain point, but it's not completely no wipe, because when you take acetone and you rub it on, it's get a little bit dull. And the reason is I made it for chrome and pigment, so it cannot be completely no wipe. So I would suggest you to put top coat on anyway. And remember, don't use shine it. Use the same slick base to apply on, just to avoid any issue. Here. And technically that it's not going to shrink at the cuticle, because again, the cuticle already have gel. It's not just slick base, it's all black. So it's not going to shrink at the cuticle. And that is the only place that it will shrink, is right at the cuticle. So in this situation, you can use a different top coat. Okay, in this situation. But like right here, at the cuticle, you have nothing. It's only slick base, so it might shrink right here. So I should advise you to use slick base as a top coat with lace gel, just to make sure that nothing will go wrong for you. Now, the reason why I have a paper towels right underneath when I carve it, because let me show you. Let me apply on and I'll show you. So if I have this silicone tool and I carve once, and then I don't wipe it, I carve again, and then wipe, I carve again and again, and it will start to not work. And the reason why is you have a tip that are full of gels here, and you remember you are not painting this, you are carving. So in order for you to carve, you gotta remove excess dust or excess gels, and then when your tool is clean, you can carve effectively. So I have to remove gel in every stroke for it to be effective. If you don't remove it, it might work, it might not. You don't want that inconsistency. So remember that this paper towel and wiping it up in every stroke is very important. You want to make sure your tool is clean. So we already demonstrate that for you to see how you can customize the spreading. But I want to tell you why this tool doesn't work and this tool works. So I'm going to remove these, and I'm going to take out a bowl, okay? And I'm going to take out a spoon, and I am going to take our spatula, And I'm gonna take out some sriracha. I know it's getting a little weird, but that's why you love me. So I'm gonna spill sriracha all over this, okay? And then I'm gonna tell you to clean this up, okay? So I know that most of you know how to cook, but some don't. So if you tell your children to clean it up, they probably will use a spoon to scrape it up. And when you use a spoon to scrape it up, it's impossible to scrape everything up cleanly. That's always some left over. I'm gonna wipe it off. I'm gonna scrape again, and I'm gonna scrape again. It's just impossible to make it clean. Okay, and you probably know that. Being cookers, you probably will know that you need to take our spatula so you can go in and clean it. And look how clean it is. See, just one swipe, the spatula, get it right away. But you probably know how to use a tool, but you probably don't know how it's work. And Tino know how it's work. So I'm gonna show you. What I have here with me is a sketch. This side is the dotting tool, and this side is the silicone tool. Now, whenever you are touching the surface with a hot tool, what happens is, when you really look at it, only a small part of the tool touching the surface. And it doesn't matter how hard you press, only a little bit of this touches the surface. That's it, because it's a hard object. It's not a soft object. So this small point right here is what you use to carve. That's why it doesn't really work for you. But whenever you're using a soft object like the silicone tool, as you can see right here, see, the more you press, the more it's laying flush against the surface. And it do that because it's soft. So as you can see here, this whole part is flush against the surface. That's why it's so important for you to use a silicone tool, because that will be very effective, just like the spatula. So now you know exactly what tool to use, but you also know why. Just in case you don't have my silicone tool, I use this silicone tool to mold in and sculpt in 3D objects. But if you don't have my silicone tool, you have like something else, you now can use common sense to distinguish if it's work for you or not. So that is why. And I hope that it makes sense to you. I try my best to break it down and explain for you. So give yourself an applause if you understand it. And if you don't understand it, then you have a punishment. Let me show you your punishment. So I want you to go to the kitchen right now, okay? And take a bowl and spill sriracha on it. I hope you have sriracha, because you should. It's amazing. But I want you to use a spoon, okay? And I want you to keep scraping it up. And you're gonna keep doing it until it's clean, which is never. So I want you to keep doing it until you realize that you need a spatula for that task. And when you do realize that, then I want you to come back here on this video, and I want you to comment your gratitude into the video. I want you to be like, oh, Tino, you are so amazing. Oh, and I like compliments, so you can use more than just one word. Oh, Tino, you're so amazing. You're so fabulous, incredible, genius. Oh, you saved my life. And then when I read your comment, I will click like on it. So that is an applause that will keep you as a like. And that is a complete explanation of our lesson. And don't forget to subscribe us on YouTube at TinoVo. And everything that I use here today, which is lace gel, are available in my website at www.TinoVo.shop in the new and popular category. And until next time, bye-bye.